welcome to my channel. This is Karen from teach.sped.repeat, and today I'm going to talk about my substitute binder. Yay! So this binder, I've used it for 2 years. I bought this file from Teachers Pay Teachers. During my first year, I printed out most of the stuff and filled it out, but during my second year, I kind of like customized what I use in my classroom. So this is the cover. It says everything you need to help your day run smoothly. I think this is a 1.5 or 2-inch binder, so this is pretty old, and then I used page protectors. I know there's this like 4 labels that I made there using Post-it. I actually didn't make that except for this one. It was a substitute who did it herself. So I guess to help her to keep track of things. So let's get on with this substitute binder. So by the way, the reason why I had this substitute binder is because I was watching Pocketful of Primary, and she was talking about her substitute binder. And so when I started in a new district, I thought I would make one for myself too, because I noticed that my son was out a lot. And so to save myself some time, I thought it would be best to have a substitute binder with all the information needed for my students. So it says your substitute binder, everything you need to help your day run smoothly. And this is the inside. It says, thank you for subbing in my room today. I've included everything you need to help your day run smoothly. If you have any questions, the best person to ask that's my para's name and my classroom. And there's a line for phone number. If you have, like a teacher that you work with, and then their phone number is in there, and the substitute can contact them. And then while you were out, so in this part here, the substitute is supposed to fill this out. Assignments not finished, absent students, helpful students, students with behavior issues, and notes. And usually I do ask my substitute to write a note for me, and they usually write it on the lesson plan itself. They don't use this page at all, even though I've printed several copies. And then classroom rules. We are a PBIS school, so we follow the 3B. So this is an area where you can write your classroom rules. And this is the behavior plan. So if a student breaks the rules, please follow these steps below. So in the classroom, in other parts of the school. Okay, so again, this was part of the file that I bought. And this one, I just customized it for myself. So I have some students who are medically fragile, or some students who have health conditions. So I usually put in this part here, health information, and I wrote update because I need to update it with whatever information I would need to have. And then behavior intervention plan. So for 2017, I actually had 3 students with a behavior intervention plan, so I included it in my substitute binder so the substitute can read on it too. And I said update because I'm going to put the new information that I have there. And more room. So I'm using page protector, so more room for the BIP there, behavior intervention plan. And then this one, I would put the special schedule, like for speech, APE, library. They used to have PE, but I don't think we're going to have PE anymore this year. Taught by another teacher, library. So this would be where I would put my special schedule, although I have it also posted in the classroom. And then class schedule at a glance, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. On Thursday, we have a separate schedule because it's a minimum day. And then if we have minimum days, so our district, we have minimum days wherein students for a few days in a quarter go home earlier because teachers have to prepare either for conferences or report cards. And a more detailed schedule for 4 days of the week, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday when the kids are at school during regular times. And of course, on Thursdays. And this is where I would put usernames and passwords. because there are some programs that we use in the computer and they have an assigned username and password. And then next, I also include my para-educator's schedule, so the substitute teacher would know when my para starts, when she ends, when she takes her break, when she comes back. And of course, I usually have class roster and information, so I make it very detailed. Behavior, medical condition, anything that makes it anything that would help my substitute deal with the students. So I write everything that I know about the student in this part, and this is made up of usually several pages. And some additional information, usually about routines and procedures, so AM pick up and drop off, like who takes the bus in the morning, who takes the bus in the afternoon, who gets picked up by who, where they go, seating arrangement, where do the kids sit, what are their desks at, where their names are, where do they sit in the carpet, morning routines, what do we do when we get into the classroom, Pledge of Allegiance, cold weather, if the weather is too cold, what is something that we do, and I guess I should include rainy day procedures too. So Thursday mornings when I collect their Wednesday folders, Friday mornings when they return their homework folders, restroom break, so usually the kids have a restroom break in the morning before they go to do their PE. Before recess, I take them, and then after lunch, just to make sure they wash their hands because I have a medically fragile student. So morning PE, morning circle, calendar, schedule rules, calendar journal, what is that all about? Classroom jobs helpers, other reminders that don't fall into the other categories. Desktop, laptops, again the behavior intervention plan, students to watch out for. Mainly students who should not be together. They don't necessarily have a behavior plan, but you know the sub needs to watch out for because maybe they don't get along so well with other students. And then I have here, of course, medical conditions. So this part is very important, like some kids have asthma, allergic to this and that, etc., etc. And the procedures that I have in the classroom that I like to talk about: attendance, recess, lunch, lining up, dismissal, minimum day Thursday, turning in work when they are done, early finishers, like what do they do if they finish their work on time. And of course, this needs to be changed. And then I have these dividers. So I have one for language arts. And then I have one for writing. And then I have another one for math. And then the last one is for coloring. And I'll talk about that in detail. So the first part is language arts. So usually I make copies of activities that I feel like they would be able to do with a substitute. So I make 15 copies because the maximum that I have is 15 students and the most that I've had is 14. So at least one extra for the substitute to use over the overhead projector. So as much of the language arts stuff that I have there, and I usually ask the sub to work on it with the students as a group. And then writing, these writing pieces here, actually got it from the file that I bought, the substitute binder. I think that was part of it. So I'm happy when, my thoughts. I think my teacher is blank right now. And then not a lot of writing. And then for math, usually something to do with numbers. So if you notice, these parts are empty because the substitute has already used them up. There you go. And of course, math facts. You can never get enough of addition and subtraction math facts. So that's basically it. And then for coloring, I just make a copy of random coloring pages. This one's a clown, flowers. This one's even Thanksgiving. This one's like a ball for Christmas ball, Christmas ornament. And that is it for my substitute binder. So just in case you guys are wondering, I don't necessarily expect my substitute to be teaching the lesson that I'm doing, just because they don't know the curriculum. So if I say in my lesson plan, I'll do this and this, chances are they don't know how to do it, and even I'm not necessarily sure that my para would be able to explain it to the substitute also. So I just leave work that I feel like would be easier for the sub to do in the classroom, so that there's not a lot of direction, or he or she won't have to ask a bazillion questions from my para. And you know, sometimes my para doesn't know obviously what we're doing, because she's not there most of the time. But I know some of you guys really stick to your curriculum. This is just how I feel like works best for my classroom, because honestly, when I'm gone, it's just really classroom management that I want my substitute to deal with, because when I'm gone, my kids feel like they're gonna have a party, they're gonna have a blast. Well, you know how that means. So I just want the substitute to not have to worry about, you know, work that they need to do, whether it's complicated or not, how he or she gonna do it. So I think it's just easier for the sub, and easier for my para, and easier for my kids also, because definitely when I come back, then we go back to the curriculum. So this is my substitute binder. How do you guys organize your substitute binder? I'd really love to hear how you guys do it, because I think, you know, there's always a lot of improvement in terms of how do I make everything efficient even though I'm not in the classroom. And of course, I'm going to redo my substitute binder because it's bursting to the seams. I'm gonna refresh it a little bit, and when I do have my new substitute binder, I'll definitely share it. Thank you guys for watching, and please consider subscribing to my channel. Bye!